Hi, I'm back with another video. This one is going to be about my miscarriage bears. Now, before you watch this video, if you have not already watched my miscarriage stories video or the why I named my miscarriages video, I would go ahead and go to my channel and watch those before watching this one, or you might be a little confused with some of the things I say and talk about here. So go do that and then come back to this. I'm going to start with just showing you the bears and then talk about why I have them and their significance. So I have two. Now, we're gonna start with my Harley bear, and it says Harley. So this is actually not the original Harley bear. That's my dog getting comfortable, if you hear him. I feel like my pets interrupt every video. You can also hear plastic that my cat has found from me wrapping presents. So Harley bear, this is not the original. So I talked about in my miscarriage story video how with my first loss, when I took the pregnancy test, I just threw it in my purse assuming it was negative. I didn't look at it again until a while after my miscarriage. And it was in the bottom of my purse. I'd forgotten about the test after everything. And when I did look at it, it was positive. And that really just was worse than any of it, because it, like, I could have known. If I had been more worried about that than being late to class, I could have known. And that added a lot more guilt. Because in my head at the time, I thought if I had known, I could have saved my baby. And I know that's very unlikely, and I don't feel that way now. Like I could have done something different. But at the time, that's what really got to me, is I could have known. And so, you know, when I lost Harley in November, and then in March was my birthday, and Joe and I went to Build-A-Bear, and I took the pregnancy test. I wrote a letter to Harley that only I ever read, and a ring from Joe, and I made a Build-A-Bear, and I put all of those things inside, and I'll put in a picture of my first picture with my original Harley bear. And so all of a sudden I had something to hold on to, and to go from feeling like you have nothing to hold on to having something. I mean, it's not your baby, but it's something. It helped me. And I know a few other girls who have done this, and it helped them too. And that's part of why I want to share this, is just in case it helps someone else to just help them. And if it helps just one person, then that's enough. And so all of a sudden I had something to hold, and I would buy, I mean, this probably sounds stupid, but I would sometimes get outfits for it and put them on. Not like I was dressing it every day and whatnot, but it just felt right for me. And a lot of people didn't know that I was taking that bear everywhere. Like, I mean, I was still in high school, so I had a really oversized purse. Some days, if I was having a really bad day, then I would take that bear with me to school in my bag, and no one knew it. When I was in college, sometimes I would take that bear with me to school, to there too. If I went to go get Joe to spend time with him, then that bear came with me. Anywhere I slept, even to this day, these bears go with me. If I'm staying the night somewhere, they're there. They may not be in the bed with me, but they're in my bag. Like, I just needed it. And to be able to give the bear a hug or squeeze it and feel those things inside was just something I needed to do. And so before I get into how I ended up with the second version of Harley Bear, we're gonna jump to my Emery Bear. And when I lost Emery, I had already had my Harley Bear for 7 years, just about, almost. And I immediately knew when I lost Emery that I wanted to make a bear for him as well. And so it was much quicker this time, less than a month. I want to say it was like 2 weeks, if that, it took me to go get this bear. Because I immediately knew that's what I wanted to do. And when I went, I put a pregnancy test inside of this one too. And I wrote a letter, again, that only I've read. And I had an old ring from Joe. So all those went in here. And doing this during a pandemic, I don't know when they changed their rules, but they were very hesitant to allow me to have things go inside of the bear. I did not get any kind of reaction like that when I put the items inside of the original Harley Bear. And so that really helped being able to do that for Emery as well, to be able to squeeze and feel the items. So by the time I got my Emery Bear, like I said, I'd had my Harley Bear for a while. And there's no way to like sugarcoat it. He was gross from taking him everywhere and sleeping with it every night, and just years of being cried on, and just it was gross. And so, I mean, the fur was matted, and I love that thing to death, and it didn't matter washing it. There was no saving him. And because I now had this really nice new bear, I wanted my Harley Bear to be just as nice and to be able to survive all the years to come. So I tried to find the original same bear that I got all those years ago, but they no longer made it. So I found on their website the closest to my original. He was supposed to come unstuffed so that I could, in a very creepy manner, unstuff the old Harley Bear, put the items inside the new one, and then fold up the skin of the old one and put it inside this one. And I realize I sound insane. But that's what I wanted. They did not send me this one unstuffed. So I took it upon myself to do surgery on it. I cut it open in the back. I missed the seam that they sew, so I cut it beside it. And then I cut my old one open, and I threw all the things in here, and I restuffed the arms and legs, and then I folded up the body and shoved it through the hole I made. And now that's when you squeeze him, you feel the body of the old one inside it. So that's the creepy thing I did. Now I have both of them. I did have some strange criteria when getting my bears. This might sound stupid, but I was really concerned about their eyes. A lot of the newer Build-A-Bears have these really cartoon looking eyes, and I wanted the hard plastic eyes. Also, with the hard plastic eyes, I wanted them to have brown eyes, since Joe and I have brown eyes. So they had to match. And now I have my bears. and I don't really dress them up anymore. I don't really go through their clothes very often. It's just these 2 outfits. That's it. And they just kind of make me feel better when I feel down. And that's the whole point of them, I guess, is so that I have something to hold on to when I need something to hold on to. And this might not be for everybody, but for a lot of girls I know who have been through this, this has been a really helpful thing for them. And yeah, that's that. So thank you for watching.